So the first company that we're going to have up is going to be Bramble Energy. So we're going to have a video prepared by Bramble Energy, and then we're going to have a chat with the CEO, Tom Mason, who's set this up right out of the chemistry department at UCL. So really excited to do that. So without further ado, we'll go straight into our first company, Bramble Energy.
Bramble Energy is a spin out of two of the world's leading universities, and our team's core purpose is to help the world achieve net zero.
Bramble to me is one of the most exciting technologies to disrupt the energy space.
For me, Bramble is a future leader in fuel cells in Britain and hopefully the world.
Bramble to me is a group of diverse people from a range of backgrounds, specialities, coming together to make ideas a reality.
Bramble is passionate about driving the hydrogen economy.
I feel Bramble, a startup company, having big plans to essentially make a difference in the world.
Bramble Energy are a game changer.
Bramble Energy is a startup company looking to become the world leader in hydrogen fuel cells.
We're powering net zero.
The transition to net zero is really hard. We need new technologies to help us bridge the gap, such as the scale of the problem that we face.
Bramble Energy are solving the climate crisis. We're doing this by empowering the hydrogen economy.
The hydrogen economy is the lowest cost pathway to achieve global renewable energy adoption, thus decarbonising multiple sectors and industries to realise our net zero ambitions. However, without an effective way of reducing fuel cell technology costs, this remains a future solution. Bramble Energy's PCB-FC fuel cell technology finally provides cost-effective means by which to empower the hydrogen economy.
Bramble Energy is playing its part by enabling hydrogen through affordable fuel cell engines. Our technology is scalable like no other competitor and utilises the global electronics industry to achieve that.
There's a lot of talk about gigafactories in the media these days, and Bramble Energy, without spending a penny in capex, have access to several gigafactories the world over. For example, if you were to take one PCB factory in the Philippines, Bramble Energy would be able to produce over a gigawatt of fuel cells within 4 months using their standard supply chain and their standard manufacturing routes and standard components.
The PCB-FC represents the only adaptable, low-cost, scalable, recyclable, rapidly rechargeable, and high-power density electrification solution.
Bramble Energy is powering a net zero carbon future using today's technology.
We have turned a university lab concept into our first fully functional user product, which we'll launch shortly with our partner BOC, which is part of the Linde Industrial Gases Group. We will shortly be signing a supply agreement with them for that and 3 additional units, which we'll launch this year. We're also involved in a project with Marla Powertrain to develop our high power motive technology, which by the middle of the year will be in a vehicle demonstrator.
So this is Bramble Energy's first product. It's our single module hydrogen fuel cell, output of 15 watts, used for stationary power. So the SD1 is the first of a range. We're going to be producing the same box with different other modules inside for increased power. And beyond that, we're looking at 200 watt and 1 kilowatt stacks.
The next challenge for Bramble Energy is to scale up in terms of its team, its competencies, its resources, so that we can play on a level playing field with our largest competitors.
The next chapter of Bramble Energy's story is incredibly interesting. Our Round B funding will allow us to demonstrate our technology in a wide range of sectors and industries.
What's next is that we're building larger systems to validate our technology on that scale.
The objectives of Bramble are very ambitious. It's a very dynamic environment we're working in, and it makes for quite an exciting job. It's a fast track, and we're certainly going places.
Well, I hope big things for Bramble and us and new office, and just lots of success.
Pushing forward and making a difference, making the future cleaner and brighter.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Dave.
Great video, and just wonderful to see the company just in its new offices, new equipment, new people joining. Seems like every day there's some new people on the staff. Really exciting times at Bramble. You must be delighted.
Yeah, we've come a very long way. It's last year July we were 3 people in a UCL lab and office. Well, not because of COVID, obviously, and since then we now have a 5,000 square foot facility. We just got the keys to next door, which expands to another 6,500 square feet, and we're now a team of 24. So and that's all happened in 9 months, and we're growing headcount all the time, and the tech's going great. So it's really exciting time.
That's really cool. And you're about to launch your first product, literally a few days away, I think, from launch of the SDO1. So that's a portable power, lower wattage product. I think some of the use cases for that are really interesting. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about some of the use cases that some of the potential customers are thinking about, just to bring it to life?
Sure. So the advantage of hydrogen as a power source for portable power is really that it enables really long duration power. So we have some customers that are looking at things like CCTV, alarm systems, environmental monitoring, where they can put one of our systems in a field by a river, in an abandoned warehouse, and they can leave it for a month without having to touch it and have constant 24/7 power to that product through that time. And that really enables them to lower costs for the man hours associated with changing batteries. We're not talking about solar and wind so much. We're talking about people who are displacing diesel engines and reducing the total cost of ownership for changing batteries.
Great. So either anything that's sort of powered by a diesel generator in a remote location, that would be perfect to swap out for a Bramble fuel cell, or likewise for a stack of batteries in portable situations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so you say you have customers already who are looking to buy that?
Absolutely. So we've been developing this product for a while now, and BOC have the units. So we're very close to launching. We have a supply agreement with them, and it's really waiting for the final sign off. But we have those units, the prototype units, with customers, with BOC being tested, and it's all going really well.
Brilliant. Well, it's super exciting to see that about to hit the shelves, as it were. And then on the other side, you've got your air-cooled portable power units, and then you're developing your liquid-cooled power stacks with more the sort of automotive applications in mind. How soon is it I'm going to be able to come down to Crawley and drive around in a Bramble-powered vehicle?
Yeah, so we've got a project with Marla Powertrain to put our first liquid cooled fuel cell stacks into a vehicle. So that project started in December, and the vehicle is programmed to be on the road in July this year. So the stack is built. It's being tested here now, and we'll optimize it over the next month and a half in terms of its operating conditions, and then it will be making its way to Marla's facility to be integrated into the vehicle. So it's we've again coming a long way very quickly.
Like 18 months to go from university lab via your garage, I think, for a brief period, and now actually only a matter of months away now from being as part of a drivetrain for a vehicle. How much does that say about the flexibility of your tech and the uniqueness of it that allows that development speed?
Absolutely. So the key to that is 2 things. The first is that we can turn around the design in minutes. The second is that manufacturing for us is our real advantage. So all of our manufacturing for our fuel cell stacks is contract manufactured. So we use the printed circuit board industry. We can turn around conceivably any design from concept through to physically testing a stack in 10 days. And that really gives us a huge advantage when compared to the rest of our industry, and really comes from the digital nature of our technology. So rather than having an analog factory where we have to develop tooling for large machines, to make bespoke fuel cell stacks, everything about the printed circuit board is digital, which makes it fantastic, because if you want to change it, it's as simple as changing a file, send it to your manufacturer, and they can output it for you. So that really gives us the advantage in pace, which is, and that's exactly an output of what you've just said.
Amazing. And am I right in thinking that the way that the fuel cells can be arranged gives you a huge advantage over existing fuel cells in terms of if you're putting in a vehicle or an aircraft, the actual deployment and form factor is a huge advantage for Bramble?
Absolutely. So every other type of fuel cell is really a monolithic block. You have these plates that you've spent a lot of time and effort to make, and then you've just got to decide how many of them you put together. So you end up with this great big block. Bramble Energy's fuel cells are modular, which means that actually we can design them in any shape and size for a start, but it also means we can distribute them. So we've got a really interesting project, which we're not really talking too much at the moment about, but it's to build a fuel cell stack that's the shape of a battery pack module. So really saying, look, we're going to demonstrate to you that our fuel cell stacks don't have to be a great big block, and they can be any shape that a manufacturer wants. And as you said, if you want to put it in aviation as an example, you don't want a great big block in one place, right? You might want to spread it out, and that's exactly what our customers are telling us. And the same is true of automotive. As we move towards skateboard architectures for vehicles of all shapes and sizes, it's essential if fuel cells are to play a role in that industry that they conform to that shape, because we're not going to ask a vehicle manufacturer to completely change their architectures to fit our technology, and that's another advantage that Bramble has over its competitors.
Fabulous. And so you've had this incredible, rapid development over the last 18 months. How are you going to continue that over the next year or so? I know you've got big plans to raise finance and grow the team. What does that look like at Bramble?
That's right. So we're just about to embark on a new funding round, and we're hoping to close in 2021. And really, it's an enabler for growing our team and our facilities. So as I mentioned earlier, we've just got the keys for next door. Keen to expand into it. We're already at capacity here, so we want to expand our competencies of our team so we can attack more markets in terms of products and do a lot more commercial work. And really, the target is a 25 million raise this year, and that supports our growth through our next phase.
Brilliant. We have a quick question from the audience. Will the cost of these fuel cells make them suitable for developing regions?
Well, we hope so. So this is we are very confident that at any given volume we have a competitive advantage over any other fuel cell manufacturer. And really, the whole target of the fuel cell industry is to get to as quickly as possible to the price of diesel. But really, what we find is that whatever market we look at, you really find that the hydrogen cost is the limit, and the hydrogen cost is coming down very quickly. There's an awful lot of activity in hydrogen, no matter where it's coming from, whether it's green from electrolysis or blue from carbon captured natural gas. But the price is falling all the time, and we're already at the tipping point where hydrogen is cheaper in a use case than diesel. So it's only going to get better from here, and the developing regions. I mean, the advantage of our technology is we can make it anywhere in the world, so we can absolutely support those regions.
Brilliant. Well, look, it's been brilliant to have you as part of the showcase this year, Tom, and it's just been wonderful to see Bramble sort of explode out of the university into this, fully fledged company with incredible facilities. Thank you so much for coming on and talking today. I know you're going to have such a successful 2021. I know there's going to be a lot of people watching who want to know more about that funding round. So, I'm sure you'd be happy to hear from anyone watching about interest in that. And we look forward to seeing how you grow. Thank you for taking part today.
Thanks, Dave. Pleasure.
Brilliant.